Situation in Balochistan seems to be spiraling out of control. There's a major crackdown by the Pakistani army is what we're learning. Internet and electricity have been shut down. There are new counter-insurgency operations that have started. This after the Pakistani army had to face the wrath of the Indian army, the attacks on Pakistani military bases by Indian side. Operation Sindoor has all rattled Pakistani army, which is now prompting them to target Baloch activists, Baloch leaders in Balochistan. Top Baloch sources have now told CNN News 18 that Pakistan military, after its defeat from India in Operation Sindoor, is escalating its excesses, is shifting focus from the eastern border to Balochistan now. These are the same tactics that we had seen in the past as well. This was done right after the 1999 Kargil war, post-Balakot in 2019, after India's airstrikes. We had seen how the Pakistani army, in an attempt to redeem itself, had shifted its focus, tried to hit back at unarmed activists, at civilians in Balochistan. Remember, enforced disappearances in Balochistan, Army's excesses in Balochistan have been making headlines for decades together. Now it looks like the Pakistani army is repeating that particular pattern after its loss, after the kind of defeat it had to face after Operation Sindoor by India. We are getting you more voices from Balochistan to give us more details of what exactly is transpiring there, what the situation looks like. But for long, the Balochi people have been standing up against the civilian government in Pakistan, as well as the military establishment. The Pakistani military has been accused of excesses in Balochistan, of enforced disappearances as well. Now it looks like to try and redeem itself from what happened after Operation Sindoor, Pakistani army is shifting its focus back to Balochistan. Anand, my colleague, now joins us, getting us more details on this. Anand, what more can you tell us? What exactly is happening in Balochistan?
Well, Manoj Kumar Gupta getting us these assessments, even as there are many Baloch leaders who are turning towards Bharat and say that there is a Bharat-Baloch connection and that Bharat should openly support any movement by the Baloch to break free from what the Baloch claim to be forced occupancy of their lands, their territory, their minerals, their resources by the Pakistani army since 1948. The Baloch struggle is a long one, nearly 7 decades now. But now, right now, the immediate assessment is that the Pakistani army is now going to turn on to the Baloch and to try and mount a massive, what they would call a counter-insurgency move to break hell upon and unleash wrath upon the people of Balochistan. To try and somewhere gloss over the humiliation that they have faced because of the decimation that Pakistan has faced at the hands of Bharat. Now, and to try and salvage and divert the attention again. So if a Pahalgam massacre was a distraction from the Baloch problem and what happened with the Jafar Express issue, now again, because of the decimation of their air bases and also these entire terror tanzeem's headquarters at the hands of Bharat in 90 hours, Pakistan was brought to heel and brought to its knees by the Bharatiya Armed Forces. They will turn towards the Baloch people. Why? There is a history to this. In 1999, post the Kargil conflict, there was unprecedented amount of military barbarism, dehshatgardi by the Wardi, the Pakistani Wardi, on the Baloch people, and that is documented. And that was to try and tide over the humiliation of the Kargil conflict and again to try and say that we are just countering insurgents. Then again, in the case of in 2006, when Bukti had died, after that also, they tried to blame it on the Baloch groups and once again, a huge counter-insurgency was unleashed and people... There are pictures which CNN News 18 has put out in the past where there are helicopters who are actually firing at innocent people on ground. They're using helicopters to fire and kill, mass killings. So genocides in Balochistan is something which anybody who walks into Geneva today and sees the Baloch people are still protesting, but their eyes, their cries have fallen on deaf ears, and that's why they have been turning to Bharat for support, at least diplomatic, and to voice a support for the Baloch people. Again, after 2006, post the Jabbar top strikes by Bharat in and around the Balakot region, again there was a huge unleashing of military mayhem on the Baloch people by the Pakistani army. And this is again exactly what many experts are saying, that this could happen with the Baloch people immediately, because Balochistan has been facing a huge amount of civil unrest, and also in the last 1.5 years, the Baloch Liberation Army seems to have been really running the Pakistani army to various corners and running and hiding for cover. They have taken over cities. After what they did with the Jafar Express, the Pakistan military had been shamed nationally and globally. Asim Munir has been heaped shame upon shame by the Baloch and then by Bharat. So now again, they are moving the troops to the eastern borders again, from the eastern borders towards the west and into Balochistan. And they believe that there will be another unleashing of hell on the Baloch people, atrocities, mass killings, and trying to wipe out ancient tribes and forcing Baloch to flee towards Afghanistan from the ancient land, so that they can clear all these lands for the military to take control, and somewhere even facilitate the Chinese in trying to get there, and also take away the mineral resources, the rare earth minerals, which the Chinese are brazenly mining in Balochistan and carting away for their own semiconductor factories, etc. So these are all the issues where many people believe, Poonam, as I hand it back to you, that the Baloch are in for a huge amount of terrorism, barbarism, dehshatgardi by the Pakistani Vardi, and that's the assessment.